class. So let's start with a prayer. Amen. Okay, again, good holy class. So let's check your attendance first. So class secretary, please monitor our attendance. Thank you. So before anything else, let me introduce myself and my co-teacher for today. So I am teacher Nurhani, and together with teacher Charella, we will be discussing about the topic for today, which is the narrative writing. Let me first present the learning outcomes for this topic. Okay, in content standard, demonstrate understanding of the rules in writing narrative text. And in performance standard, make use of information about narrative text or narrative writing to perform written activities. Now class, let me ask you, who among you have read a narrative writing? Okay, so you can raise your hand if you read one, okay? So, do you know, class, that you're actually telling a narrative story in your everyday life? Now, let us do this icebreaker for you to be comfortable with our discussion. So, this is called the Have You Ever game. So, I will show you phrases. Then what you will do is to raise your hand, your right hand, if you ever experienced or done the following. Don't hesitate to participate because there is no wrong answer in this activity. The first phrase is, have you ever had traveled far? The second one is, have you ever called on your determination, strength, and power? The third one is, have you ever felt proud and important? And the fourth one is, have you ever remained still and calm? And the fourth one is, or the last one is, have you ever felt ecstatic and raised your arms in delight? Okay? So thank you for participating, class. I see that you really experienced most of the phrases that I have given you. So now, let us proceed to another activity. Okay, so this activity is called 1 minute talk. So I will pick only one student or one participant randomly. So all you have to do is to observe and listen to the answer of your classmate. For this activity, there are 3 categories of the game. The first category is a time they were or you were embarrassed. The second one is a time when you lost something. And the third one or the last category is a time when you were happy. Okay, so now if your name will be called, you need to pick one from the categories and share your own experiences about it. Okay, let me call Kate. Kate chose the category of a time she was happy. So, can you share your own experiences about it? Okay, thank you, Kate. Now, let me present the definition and the features of a narrative writing. The narrative writing is a way of presenting connected events in order to tell a story. It can be a fiction or non-fiction. So, narrative writing is a form of writing that tells a story. Narrative can be essays, fairy tales, movies, and also jokes. A strong narrative captures the attention of an audience with an inspiring story, descriptive language, and a meaningful idea. Narratives use first person or third person voice to illustrate a significant events or series of events which shaped a person's life. Now let us move on to the features of narrative writing. The first one is the characters. Characters is the people in the story who drive the plot, are impacted by the plot, or maybe even be bystanders to the plot. The different characters in a story are the protagonist, the antagonist, and the supporting characters. The second features of narrative writing is the setting. Setting is the location of the events in time and place where the story takes place. So, for example, if the narrative happened in the house, then that is the setting of the narrative. The third features of narrative writing is the plot. It is a thread of events that occur in a story. Plot is the sequence of events in the narrative. So I'll show you the parts of the plot and I will give explanations of how things should be done in each part. So listen carefully because I will evaluate you later about plot of narratives.
So class, this is the plot narrative of writing. First, we have the exposition. It is a background information about the protagonist in normal life. Second, we have the conflict. Something happens that creates a problem for the protagonist. And next is the rising action. In rising action, the sequence of events that happen as a result of the conflict. And then we have the climax. It is the most exciting part of the story or the turning point. And then we have the falling action, the events that happen after the climax, and the last one is the resolution. It is a peek on how the things have changed or the ending of the story. Since we already discuss about the narrative writing, now we have our exercise. So in this exercise, you have to write your own personal narrative. So these are the topics that you can choose. First, we have what are my earliest memories? And second is what are the most important things that happened to me in my life so far? And the third is what I have seen that I cannot forget. And the last one is what's an incident that showed that my family and I are like. In this activity, I will be giving you 10 minutes to write your personal narrative, and I'll be picking 2 students to present their personal narrative in front of the class. Understand? Any question? Okay, very good. Okay, I think everyone is done writing their personal narrative. So may I ask Ronalyn and Cesar to present their output in front of the class? Okay, very good. Let's give them a round of applause. Now let's go back to our discussion. So, to understand further about narrative writing, we will going to read and comprehend a narrative. This narrative that we're going to read is entitled The Obstacle in Your Path. So I will give you time to read and understand the story. And after that, I will be asking some question and we're going to have another activity. So make sure you read and understand the story so that later we're able to participate our class discussion. Okay, class? I'll give you 20 minutes to read and understand. Your time will start now. Okay, class, time's up. Have you understand the story? Okay, very good. So who are the character reveals in the story? Do you understand now how we are actually telling a narrative story every day? Everyone understand about our topic, so now let's proceed to our final activity, and you have to write down what is being asked. Write on your paper the answer of the following question. Write the characters of the story. Write the setting of the story obstacle in your path. And then write the plot of the story. Write the conflict of the story. And lastly, write the theme of the story. I'll give you 20 minutes to answer this question, and if you are done, you can pass your paper on my table. Okay class, we already discussed about narrative writing. As for your assignment, write a narrative form. So class, for your assignment, in a narrative form, write your most unforgettable experience as a student in a bond paper, so minimum of 250 words. Okay, any question? Any question about the topic that we discussed earlier? Okay, very good. Before we're gonna end our class, let's have our closing prayer. Okay class, that's all for today. Thank you for your presence and cooperation. Thank you and goodbye.